What's up guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match preview for Granada versus Barcelona in the Copa Del Rey quarterfinals. Big opportunity here for Barcelona to win a trophy, and we're edging closer and closer to the end of the King's Cup. Of course, this game is going to be a one-off match. Whoever wins this match will progress to the semi-finals of the Copa del Rey. Before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button and try to get to 200 likes on this video. It'd be very much appreciated. And of course, hit the subscribe button and let's get into it. So before we get into the preview, I want to give you guys a quick update on the January transfer window deadline day yesterday. Of course, yesterday was deadline day. Not really much happened in terms of Barcelona, and of course now the transfer window is closed. But we did have one transfer yesterday, and that is that Jean-Clair Todibo has joined Nice in Ligue on loan for the rest of the season. Barcelona yesterday released an official statement saying that agreement with Nice for the loan move of Jean-Clair Todibo. In that statement, they go on to say that Barcelona and Benfica have reached an agreement to terminate the loan of the player Jean-Clair Todibo, who is now going on loan to Nice until June 30th. The French club will take charge of the player's licensing, which means, of course, they will pay his full wages and hold an option to purchase him for 8.5 million euros plus 7 million euros in variables. And also coming in from Fabrizio Romano, he says that, of course, the deal has gone through and Barcelona also have a 50% rights for future sales, which means that if Nice buy Todibo and then sell him in the future, Barcelona get 15% of that sale. So Todibo now is in the French league and he will play there for the rest of the season, which means that he will come up against Neymar and Mbappe, so we'll see how he does in that sense. But of course, didn't really do well in Benfica. Apparently he had some attitude problems and Benfica didn't really want to use him anymore. So instead of him sitting on the bench for the rest of the season, they agreed to terminate his loan move and Barcelona decided to loan him somewhere else, and they have a buy option in there. The buy option is super cheap, 8.5 million, so we'll see if Nice activate it or not. But most likely Nice will activate because it's really, really cheap. Now back to the match preview. Of course, this match will be taking place at Granada's home stadium, and the game will be kicking off at 9 p.m. Central Eastern Time. And also the referees for this match have been confirmed. On the pitch, it will be Jose Maria Sanchez, and on the VAR, it will be Iglesia Villanueva. Let's get in now and talk about Granada. Of course, Granada have been a top La Liga side ever since they got promoted back in 2019. On the screen right now, you can see where they're placed in La Liga. They are placed in 7th place, which is basically the European spots. They played 21 games, they've won 8, drawn 5, lost 8, and they're sat on 29 points. Let's take a look at their last 6 games. Of course, the last game is against Celta Vigo in the league on Sunday, so there will be an equal rest in this match. No team will have more rest than the other team. In the round 16 of the Copa del Rey, they did beat 3rd division side Naval Cornero 6-0. They also lost to Osasuna 3-1, and they drew 2-2 with Villarreal. And then they beat Malaga 2-1 in the round 32 of the Copa del Rey, and before that, they beat Osasuna at home 2-0. And of course, the last time Barcelona played Granada was the game before Osasuna, where Barcelona beat Granada 4-0 away from home. It's going to be a very, very similar situation. You can click the eye on the screen right now to see the match analysis for that video if you're interested. So the 3 games I want to take a look at quickly is their 0-0 draw with Celta Vigo, their loss to Osasuna 3-1, and their draw with Villarreal 2-2. Let's start off by taking a look at the 0-0 draw with Celta Vigo on the weekend. You can see the lines on your screen right now. Of course, they always play in that 4-2-3-1 system. They have very, very good players. Of course, they do have Jesus Vallejo from Real Madrid on loan. They have Kennedy, very, very strong player as well. Luis Suarez up front, not the Luis Suarez you're thinking of, a different one. They have Benfica on the wing, who's a very, very good winger. And as you can see in this match, they were the weaker side. They did not perform to expectations. And of course, they were at home and didn't perform to the level they wanted to. Let's take a look now at the 3-1 loss to Osasuna. Of course, same system as well, 4-2-3-1. Very, very similar players as well. You have Kennedy on the wing, Benfica on the wing, Luis Suarez up front. He played Jesus Vallejo in midfield in this game, and as you can see from their black line, they had a very, very poor game again. In this match, in the first half, Osasuna pressed Granada very, very hard, and Granada couldn't really cope with that, and that's why they conceded twice. After that, Granada came back into it, making it 2-1, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough to get the win on the night. Now let's take a look at their 2-2 draw with Villarreal. Of course, we all know Villarreal are top side in La Liga, so this is something we need to look at for sure. In this game, they did play with a 4-1-4-1 formation, but again, this match, the defense wasn't up to expectations, again, having another poor showing. But Granada did go 1-0 up in this match with the Soldado goal, and then Villarreal came back. Then Villarreal took a 2-1 lead with a goal from Moy Gomez from the penalty spot. Then Kennedy scored to make it 2-2, then after that, they just parked the bus and took the draw. So overall, Granada, they have been very poor over the past month after Barcelona beat them 4-0, only having 3 wins, 1 in the league and 2 in the cup. The main thing to look out for in their past few games is that their defense has been very, very poor, not playing to expectations, and that forced the manager to chop and change the defense. That's something to look out for sure. So I think if Barcelona just press in the beginning, play that high intensity in the first 20 minutes, the defense will capitulate for sure. Let's get now to the squad list. The squad list has been released and confirmed, and it is as follows. By the way, we are putting the black kit, which is good. It is Ter Stegen, Des Araujo, Busi, Griezmann, Pjanic, Braithwaite, Messi, Dembele, Reggie Push, Neto, Lenglet, Pedri, Trincao, Jordi Alba, Roberto, De Jong, Umtiti, Mingueza, and R9 Tejas. So from that list, you probably noticed 2 things. One is that Des now is fully fit. He got the medical green light this morning and is fit and ready for this match. And secondly, we have some big exclusions from this match. We have, no Junior Firpo, no Mateus Fernandez, no Elias Mariba, no Conrad. The reason being is that there's only 9 substitutes allowed in the Copa del Rey, and that's why there isn't any place for them. Overall thoughts on the squad list, not too bad. Would like to see some other Barcelona B players beside Mingueza, but I don't really consider Mingueza a Barcelona B player anymore. He's been the first team throughout this whole entire season. We would like to see, at least one of Conrad or Collado or Elias Mariba. But at the end of the day, we are very deep into the Copa del Rey, and this is a chance for Barcelona to win a trophy. Let's get in now to Ronald Koeman's press conference reaction. He did his press conference this morning and he's asked a lot of questions by the media and a lot of very, very good questions. Let's get in and see what he had to say. First question was asked him about Samuel Umtiti and how his fitness is. He says that Umtiti has been away from the games for some time now because of an injury. He's recovered well and we're counting on him. Everyone has to prove themselves and no one knows what can happen in the future. Then he was asked, is there a chance of Barcelona winning a trophy this season? He replied with, it's a season in which we're changing a lot of things. Barcelona today is not about winning many games. We have to be realistic where we come from, the teams we've made, and the young players we play with. In La Liga, it is complicated, but we will try to win games. In the Champions League, there are no favorites either. Our job is to think and analyze the games, and it's the team's ambition to win titles. Then he was asked again about the Lionel Messi contract situation. He said Messi's contract, it's absurd that we're still talking about this. I liked his reaction and the team's reaction against Athletic Club. Then he was asked about the team's celebrations. As we saw in the celebrations on the weekend, there was a new camera angle. You can see the team really united, all that sort of stuff. He replied with the unity of the dressing room that depends a lot on the result. The victories help to have a good atmosphere. There are also things from outside that we can reinforce in the dressing room. It's about being strong in delicate moments. Then he was asked how difficult it is to be the Barcelona coach with no president, and how he has to, be the spokesman for the club because there's no one to come out and, defend the club in these types of situations. He said it's complicated at Barcelona. I've already said more than once I don't mind being the spokesman, but we need a president. Barcelona have to have a president. He was then asked about the leaks of Messi's contract again, saying, look, we all know that it came from the club. What are your thoughts on that? He said, as a coach, I'm going to defend the players and the club. Like I said the other day, these leaks came out with bad intentions. Then he was asked, do you think that the Copa del Rey is more important than La Liga now as we're edging closer to the end? Plus, La Liga looks like it's going to be a fair distance away to catch up, but Copa, we're, almost in the semifinals, we have a big chance of winning it. He said the Copa del Rey is not more important. All the games are, but it's true that we have fewer matches remaining in the cup, and it's in our hands. It's not enough for Atletico Madrid to earn so many points, but we must press them by winning while waiting for them to lose a game. He was then asked about Umtiti again, saying, look, can he be a starter now? Can he play back-to-back games? What's your stance on that? He said that Umtiti has improved in the physical aspect, and it's his turn to recover to catch up with the pace of the games. I see him doing fine. He is training without problems, and he's available for tomorrow. It's good to have competition also in this position. And he's asked about some of the injury updates. First one he gave is Ansu Fati, saying that putting a date on Ansu Fati's recovery isn't good. It's important that he recovers well. Now, I do have an injury update on Ansu Fati coming out from Javi Miguel from AS. He's saying that Ansu Fati is completely ruled out for the game against PSG on February 16th. When he puts pressure on his knee and does a lot of, footwork and a lot of, training, his knee still inflates. So the player still can't do any field work at the moment, so he is disappointed, but he will try his best to make the second leg. Then he was asked about Sergio Roberto, saying, do you see Sergio Roberto more as a midfielder or do you see him more as a right back? He replies saying that Roberto has played many games as a fullback and also can play in midfield. It depends on the situation. Following up the Ansu Fati injury update, he was asked about Gerard Pique. He brought back Fati into the conversation, saying that the most important thing for Fati and Pique is that they come back from injury well. I hope they can come back soon, but I can't guarantee that. We will see, of course, in these strong matches. We hope everyone will be ready. Then he was asked about Pedri's great performance on the weekend, how he had 12 recoveries of the ball and what's his thoughts on that. He said, it's important to me when you lose the ball, the best way to demonstrate your quality is to get the ball back quickly. And he also said that he wants to bring the best out of every player in the team. Then he was asked about Antoine Griezmann, saying that, look, Antoine Griezmann this month has been absolutely fantastic. It's the Antoine Griezmann we want to see. What are your thoughts on that? He said that Griezmann has been working well all season. The first thing a player has to do is work and help the team to the fullest. There were some times where he has to score and he hasn't, but lately he's been very, very good. Then he was asked about his brother, saying that, look, your brother came out in the press the other day saying that there's people leaking the lineups in the squad. What are your thoughts on that? Let me give you guys the quote from Koeman's brother. He came out in an interview saying that in the first few months when Koeman was the manager, someone was leaking the lineups in the dressing room, but he solved that problem. Koeman responded to that, saying that I've been surprised by the statements that have come out by my brother, and it's an issue of leaks for the lineup. I can only say that what my brother said it was not true. Similar to the Enrique Push situation, it's all false. The final question he was asked was in regards to Jean-Clair Todibo, saying that, look, Todibo went out on loan yesterday. Were you considering keeping him? He said that, as I said before, Todibo was not in my plans. We tried to help him find another team. And that concluded Ronald Koeman's press conference. Let's get in now to the lineup predictions. We're going to start off with Ronald Koeman. I'm going to try my best to predict these lineups. I tell you what, this has been one of the hardest lineups to predict this whole season. I have no idea what he's going to go with. Is he going to go full strength? Is he going to go full rotation? A little bit of both. No idea. I've gone with this lineup on the screen right now. I've gone with Neto in goal, Roberto, Araujo, Lenglet, Jordi Alba, Busquets, Enrique Puig, Trincao, Messi, and Ousmane Dembele. Starting off in the defense, of course, Neto's going to come straight in for Marc-Andre ter Stegen because Neto is the cup keeper. We pay him over 100K a week, and these are the only games he plays in. So Neto's going to go in goal. Backline, I think he's going to go with Araujo and Lenglet. Of course, Umtiti can't play, 2 games back-to-back. And of course, I don't think he's going to drop Araujo. Left back, Firpo has been showing good signs, so I think he's going to stick with Jordi Alba. In at right back, I've gone with Sergio Roberto. Of course, he still could put Mingueza there. Don't see him playing Dest. Of course, Dest just came back from injury. I don't, he's probably going to pick up another muscle injury in probably a week. Don't see him putting in Dest. I think he's going to go with this back 5. In the midfield, the only player that I think is going to 100% start this game is Sergio Busquets. Didn't play on the weekend, had a nice couple of days rest. he's going to come back straight in for me. On the right-hand side, Frankie de Jong. Of course, Frankie de Jong's been absolutely fantastic this season. He's kind of, Koeman's golden boy. Again, you could play Pique there. Don't really see him doing that. I think he's going to stick with de Jong. On the left-hand side, I've got Ricky Puig. Of course, Pedri played a full 90 against Athletic Club. And of course, Ricky Puig is kind of, the cup player. So I see him going with Ricky Puig in this match. Now, the front three has been very, very difficult to choose. I've gone with Trincao, Messi, and Dembele. So, of course, our starting front three is Messi, Griezmann, and Dembele. And I think he's going to pick two out of that starting front three. And I've gone with Messi and Dembele. Of course, Griezmann is one of the fittest players at Barcelona, so I could see him playing him over Dembele. And of course, the player coming in is going to be Trincao for me. It could also be Braithwaite. Of course, Braithwaite hasn't been playing much over the past few games. He could start him, but I think he's going to go with that front three. So that was my lineup prediction for Ronald Koeman. Let me know down below what you think Ronald Koeman is going to go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was a Barcelona coach, and that line's on the screen right now. I've got with Neto in goal, Roberto Quater Final, Junior Firpo, Busquets, Pique, Ricky Puig, Trincao, Messi, and Martin Braithwaite. Starting off in the defense, of course, Neto, cup keeper, going to come straight in. Center back pairing, I've gone with Mingueza and Lenglet. Araujo needs rest. Araujo has played every single minute in January. Give him some rest. I think this is the perfect game to give him a rest in. Of course, he didn't play the first time we played Granada when we beat them 4-0. So again, Barcelona can keep a clean sheet without him, no problem. I'll go with Mingueza and Lenglet. Of course, again, Titi can't really play back-to-back games quite yet. So I think Mingueza and Lenglet is the best center-back pairing going for this game. Left back, I go with Gerard Firpo. Again, going to give Jordi Alba some rest. He's probably be playing a lot of games in this next month. This is a good game again for Firpo to come in. Right back, I'm going with Sergio Roberto. Again, Dest not quite ready yet. Of course, probably going to get another bit of muscle discomfort while sitting on the bench for this game. So Roberto not right back for me. Into the midfield, of course, Sergio Busquets, 100% going to be starting this game for me as well. Got a nice little rest on Sunday. He's going to come straight into that CDM position. On the right-hand side, a bit of a dodgy position for me again. I've gone with Miralem Pjanic. Want to give Frankie de Jong some rest. Big February coming up, Champions League, some big away games as well. I think we go to Sevilla at the end of the month, so I want to keep him fresh and ready for that game. And of course, Pjanic did play that box position on the weekend against Athletic Club, so he can do it again for sure. Left-hand side again, Ricky Puig. Pedri played the full 90 minutes. Want to keep him fresh as well. And Ricky Puig is kind of, the cup player, so I'll go with him for sure. Now, the front three was very, very difficult to pick. Of course, I wanted to keep that same mentality for Ronald Koeman. Our best front three is Messi, Griezmann, and Dembele. But for me, I want to rest two of them, and I chose to rest Dembele and Griezmann. Of course, I wouldn't play Messi to the full match. Probably take him off around the hour mark if we're winning or losing regardless. On the wings, I've gone with Trincao and Braithwaite. Maybe Braithwaite's a little bit dodgy, but the reason why I've gone with Braithwaite is that I expect to bring on Dembele in the second half. Then plan to move Braithwaite into that number 9 position. Of course, Trincao, Dembele going to start the game. He's basically the cup winger as well, so I expect him to play, and I expect Griezmann to get a nice little rest. So this is the lineup I've gone with. Not very strong, not very weak. I think it's very, very balanced, of course, with rotation players and, first team players. But let me know down below, would you rather pick my lineup or Koeman's lineup? Score prediction time. Time to predict the score for this match. I do think it's going to be a difficult game on the night. Of course, being a Copa Del Rey, one knockout game. Granada's going to be up for it. They're going to fight for their lives. I do think in that aspect it'll make the game a bit more difficult, but I'm still confident in Barcelona, and I'm going to go with Barcelona to win this game by 3-1. Of course, Granada's defense has been very, very poor recently, but they still have been scoring goals, so I do see them scoring in this match. Of course, it depends on what defense we go with, but overall, I think Barcelona's going to be too strong for Granada on the night. I've gone with Barcelona win this game by 3-1. Let me know your score predictions down in the comments below. So that was my match preview for Granada versus Barcelona. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know your lineups and your score prediction. And would you rather pick my lineup or Koeman's lineup? And make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys some more for the live watching along. Set the reminder on the screen. Come and join me and watch the game with me. Follow straight away by my match review after the match. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care and Forza Barca.